Gary Rogers co-founded the Oakmont Historical Society in December of 2007. Along with Matt Provenza, Gary posted an article in the Advanced Leader asking, "For all those who are interested in forming an Oakmont Historical Society, please join us at the Oakmont Carnegie Library." The society has grown nationally to over 100 members today. In 2003, Gary co-authored Images of America, Oakmont Edition, and wrote his first solo book in 2005 titled Tales of Our Towns, Volume 1. Through warm storytelling, Gary reveals American history through the eyes of small towns. The Story of Edgewater Steel, Tales from Our Towns, Volume 2, The Changing Hills, A History of Penn Hills, and Verona. All aboard! With the beginning of the Oakmont Historical Society came the birth of its intriguing lecture series. Gary has been the main speaker throughout this series, as well as inviting a variety of local historians to present topics such as Native Americans of the Allegheny Valley, the history of Western Pennsylvania canals, and the history of Squirrel Hill. Gary shares his research, which includes local industrial growth through both world wars, in his lecture, The History of Edgewater, laying tracks with the birth of the oil industry in The History of the Allegheny Valley Railroad, small-town contributions to World War II in The Home Front, and the birth and death of American infrastructure in the Halton Bridge.
The United States emerged from the war a world power. 670 men and women from Oakmont fought in the Second World War. What is amazing is that represents 10% of the community went off and fought in the war. 1 in 10 went to war. 22 men lost their lives and didn't return. Those in the community who did not go off to war all did their part to support the war effort on the home front. The original bridge deck consisted of wooden blocks with the rough cut side up. The reason for this was when the horse and wagons would go across, the rough cut wood would provide traction for the horses to pull the wagon across. We have an era of past industrial might that has vanished from our country. The story of Edgewater Steel is not just the story of a factory, but the story of a way of life. And the sons of Bowman Porters.
He contributed to public outreach with the creation of Oakmont Historical Society's YouTube page, Facebook page, and live broadcasting, which enables people near and far to join in on the history of our community, regardless of their location. Locally, Gary provides walking tours of Oakmont, where people can enjoy a summer's day, strolling through its tree-lined streets, hearing the stories of the past.
We also have examples of Belgian block streets. Belgian block, unlike bricks, are cut. And most of the Belgian blocks in southwestern Pennsylvania came from a quarry out near Ligonier. The bricks, these type of bricks are fired. They're formed and fired, where Belgian block are much more durable, but they're much rougher. And there were a lot of streets in Pittsburgh that were Belgian block, but probably over the last 50 years, a good portion of those have been paved over. We're fortunate here in Oakmont that we still have 2 examples of Belgian block streets that are in good condition. 6th Street coming up from Plum to California and Upper College Avenue are all original Belgian blocks, and that what they would have been like 100 years ago.
In November of 2013, the Oakmont Historical Museum opened its doors. Located at 628 Allegheny River Boulevard, the museum was created by President Gary Rogers, Vice President Matt Provenza, and Curator Archivist Colleen McGuian, and is operated through the support of the Board of Directors, docents, members, and Oakmont residents. Vast in its contributions to Pittsburgh and American history, the Oakmont Historical Society Museum shares our history of renowned residents such as John McDonald Crossan, owner of the Monongahela House in Pittsburgh and a stop on the Underground Railroad, Caleb Lee, who organized the arrangements of Oakmont's Civil War camp, and Jonathan Halton, founder of Oakmont's first train station that bared his name. Through Gary's research, the history of President Taft's drive across the Halton Bridge, and spies from both Civil War and World War II caught in Oakmont, big bands performing at the Willows, have been preserved.
Well, he started to remodel it, started to expand, and in time the Willows nightclub became one of the most popular venues for big bands in the country. Anytime any band came through Pittsburgh, they played the Willows.
I could show the world how to smile, I could be glad all of the while. I could change the gray clouds to blue if I had you. I could leave the old days behind, leave all my pals, I never mind. I could start my life all anew if I had you.
People like Artie Shaw, Guy Lombardo, Rudy Valley, Tommy Dorsey, whenever they came through, they all played at the Willows.
He has focused on Americana through sharing Oakmont's history with stories of mom and pop shops that have come and gone, the growth of our local fire department, and life in a small town during World War II. Reaching out to our neighborhood, Gary and the Oakmont Historical Society preserves the stories of our local residents through interviews, established the Golden Oak Award, commissioned Camp Wright artist prints, restored the mile and whistle post signs along the Allegheny Valley Railroad, provides a space for people to visit history exhibits, view permanent collections of Oakmont memorabilia, and study in the museum's library room. All in all, the Oakmont Historical Society provides a cozy place for people to come and just shoot the breeze.